That boy who used to spend days in the garage with only his imagination and a couple hand tools has gotten lost in the grind of the real world. I think it's time we find him. Today's woodworking project is that little scrapwood idea that calls from beyond. No, no, not Halloween. I had 15 woodworking ideas for this series. That way I could bounce around to whatever called my name that day. Hit it up when inspiration called. And then I went in and blew it all up and added this one. I think it was Mike Tyson who said, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. Inspiration comes from everywhere, and today's came from a small YouTube channel, the Scroll Saw Noob. I'll put a link in the description. Judy made an Intarsia mantle stocking hanger piece, and my mind has been reeling ever since. I can't seem to throttle the ideas racing through my head like Sunday's Roadster. I love Intarsia. It's like a smooth-edged, curvy puzzle, and today I'm going to try it for the first time. No, it's not a stocking hanger. But I wanted to show you the path my mind takes. Yeah, I know, it's a little wobbly and follows no straight lines. I need thin wood here. I'm going to do everything wrong and hope that in the end it turns out all right. I round up the usual suspects from the scrap bins. Any 1x I have laying around, a 2x4, a 2x6, and I just got lucky. I need a 1/4 inch stock to cut down for the Intarsia pieces. I have a 1/4 inch rip from a 2x4. When I was ripping the roundovers off, probably. See, it pays to hoard. I think we can get by with just these two pieces. The 1/4 inch slat and a 1x6, maybe 14 inches long. I pull out the table saw and rip the 1x6 to 4 inches. Then with the double high feather board in place, I slide the fence over to the middle of the 1x6 and raise a blade. I take my time. Instead of cutting it 50% through and flipping it, I actually raise it only 25%. Then raise the blade another 25. Flip it, then do the same on the other side. Looks like we didn't quite make it. Just a hair under. A quick little handsaw and slight chisel work and we're good to go. For the video, I'm going to focus on making only one of these, but there will be 4 in the set. I'm going to start with the easiest, really the only one I actually have a chance of pulling off, the tree. Going old school here. I trace the pattern out onto some carbon paper. Depending upon the channels you watch on YouTube, you might not have seen Intarsia. They don't frequent the low-cost, high-profit 10-minute build channels. I do think it's low cost though, and I think it's extremely high profit. Well, if you're willing to work for free. I mean, it's a lot of work. Or maybe use a laser. We're going to scroll saw here. I'll be honest, this was easier, far easier than I thought. I switched out the blade to a 28 TPI, teeth per inches. Then turn the speed down, way down. I don't want to lose a finger, although probably wouldn't at this speed, but I would rather not find out. Being my first Intarsia, I take what I call the easy way out. I cut the tree out as one. Then cut the lines in between. I would, and will one day, carefully choose the grain orientation for each and every piece, making the project that much more special. But for me, this is more of a practice run. I like to practice new things on small projects, although I may have gone a little too small here. It's a little nerve-wracking as the pieces get smaller and my hands get closer to the blade, but not as scary as what's about to come. I lay them in place over the pattern, and yeah, I'm at McDonald's, I'm loving it. Shocked, shocked, it actually looks like I know what I'm doing. I remind myself to never, ever go live. If people saw the dumb grins I have when something turns out, yeah, it would be all over. The channel would be dead. And then we sand, and yeah, you get it, we sand more. And now you know why Intarsia isn't a get-rich build. It takes forever. It's patience. I tried various sanding blocks, but honestly, nothing worked as well as a 220 grit with the fingers. I round all the edges over and take another look, and yeah, I assure you, the dumb grin is still there.
More like this.
this, I think. Okay. Any guesses yet? I traced the lines of the tree in the center of the 4x4 square. Now, I suppose if I was real good, I could have cut the tree frame and tree pieces out as one. But I'm not that good. And not even sure it can really be done that way. Traced, I drill a bunch of holes in the center of the tree. These are turning points in case I get in trouble. I mean, when I get in trouble. Then it's back to the scroll saw. And there's no way you're getting a close-up of me here. I am quite certain I am bent over, and like the great Michael Jordan, I have my tongue out between pursed lips as I focus intently, eyes bugging out of my head. The tree pieces came out far better than I thought they would have, and I don't want to mess it up here. I purposely don't go to the line. With Intarsia, you don't want it to fit the first time, because most likely, that means you went too far, and you can't undo too far. You want to sneak up on the lines, and that means you sand to fit. I break out the files the cheapest Harbor Freight had to offer, and piece by piece I slowly work my way up the tree, sanding and filing as I go. Test fit, pull back, and do again. And I'm stoked, or chuffed, as they might say elsewhere. Seriously, was not expecting it to be this easy. I was fearing large gaping holes. I wasn't even sure I could pull this off, and I think I did. We're still not done yet, though. I carefully push the pieces out, making sure I don't snap them at this point, then sand the outside, trying to break down the edges there. It's for sure not going to be uniform, but that's okay. I got to 220, then cleaned them all up, trying to remove any scratches on the surfaces. Then it's stain. Now, you can go different colors of brown for a natural look. I'm going colored here. And if there was ever a time for watered down acrylic, this is probably it. I want different shades of green on the tree, and this should give me all the variety I crave. Dollar store paint, Hobby Lobby style. I mess around with the water ratio, add some navy to darken the green, a little black. I want a forest green for majority of my tree, a little darker green on the bottom branches, and a couple lighter patches, maybe pea soup green or the color of cut grass in between. The trunk will be brown. And the frame, I'm going to leave it natural. As that's drying, I move on to the base of the coaster. I'm assuming you figured out what it is by now, maybe even a while back. The second it was 4x4 maybe. I want them to have a back. I'm probably going with a total of 3/8 inch to 1/2 inch thick between the two layers. Type on 3 and clamp it. So here we are. As you can see, my scroll saw skills have gotten amazing in a short time. Look at all those sharp, clean lines. Yeah, I didn't cut them. I burned them. I set the Momport Reno 45 watt Pro up and let her cut them out, and she did amazing. Cheating? Yes? No? Perfect? Yeah, darn close. Here's the situation. I wasn't sure I could even handle the tree. It had small pieces, but figured if I could do any by hand, that was it. My other patterns were too intricate for me. Well, at this point in my woodworking career anyways. And honestly, now that the laser's done, I'm not even sure they're big enough for me to sand. I'm going to use these lasered ones though. I think the pieces are cut well. I'm going to do my best to sand them down like I did the Santa here and stain them up. I do think I'll need to cut the frame pieces by hand though with the squirrel saw. I think I had so many tiny pieces in each pattern that the kerf cuts added up and I lost too much wood. They just don't fit snug. And here we are. Build number 3 is done-ish. 9 more to go. And I couldn't be any more thrilled with the tree coaster. This is exactly what I wanted when it popped into my noggin. The colors are muted goodness, not too bright and gaudy, but light and natural. Love the two-colored look on the tree. The poly should make it come to life. This set is clearly not done yet, but it'll get easier from here, far easier. I may just stick to the trees this year. It's by far my favorite design anyway. I don't know. I have a few weeks to think on it though. Anyone up for hours of sanding? Would you go colors or natural stains? As always, thank you for watching and choosing to spend 15 minutes building with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Until the next time.